Hi everyone, welcome to my garage. I wanted to take a few moments to tell you about some products that I use, and this is not an extensive list of every product that I use with my Ford Maverick, but I wanted to take a moment to tell you about each of these. The first item is just a nice, essentially generic microfiber mitt for washing, and then I use the absorber for the drying. And as far as the wash is concerned, I use this premium C.A.R.S car wash, and this is by the Turtle Wax brand. And then also Turtle Wax for the premium C.A.R.S wax. This is liquid wax. It comes with the applicator and it comes with the towel as well for the microfiber towel. And these products, especially the wash, the wax, and the absorber, I have had for a long time. And this mitt I've had also for quite a long time, not quite as long. And I recommend every so often changing out your mitts, and also in between a few washes or so, you should wash them out and so forth. But just be mindful if it looks like it's getting dirty, or if you ever drop it on the ground or notice grit or anything like that, make sure to get that off before you start using it on the finish of your vehicle, obviously. But just something to keep in mind. All right, the next product is Motorcraft Premium Windshield Wash Concentrate. And I love the fact that Motorcraft parts, supplies, etc., especially fluids from what I've noticed, are widely available. In fact, the Motorcraft oil and the Motorcraft windshield wash is available at a variety of locations. And what I'm really leading up to here is that I like the fact that even though so many other manufacturers do not provide their products to regular auto parts stores and suppliers, with the Ford Motorcraft, at least certain products, you can actually just pick them up almost anywhere. Let's put it that way. So I know that's a bit of an exaggeration, but that gives you an idea. They're much more readily available is the main point. Now, as far as this Motorcraft product, this is the windshield wash concentrate. It's 32 fluid ounces, or 1 quart. For those who are used to liters, 1 quart is roughly equivalent to a liter. And there is a nice little chart on the back that shows what the mixture would be. It even gives some examples of what you might need in certain counties of California. But long story short, if you are using this in the summer and you're not going to have any left over in your washer reservoir, you could actually mix 100 parts water to 1 part of the concentrate. So that becomes very cost effective. So one of these bottles was just over $6. I ordered it online. And so if you can imagine 100 parts water to 1 of these, that's going to go a long ways. It amounted to approximately 24 cents per gallon. And that being the case, that is much less costly than buying a premixed solution, and potentially you're saving the environment in that you're not having to buy all those plastic bottles. You can reuse a bottle like I am here. Just make sure that you immediately mark it as poison, because it can look like something that is drinkable, which it obviously is not. It is deadly poisonous. So just be aware of that. That is very, very important. So long story short, what I have done is I have gone ahead and done a partial mix. In other words, I have not fully diluted this to the point that I would be using it normally with my weather here in Southern Oregon, where we are about 100 miles north of the border with California, 100 miles north of that border. So here I have it mixed to approximately 3-to-1. And so 3 quarts of water for 1 quart of the concentrate. So now if you look again at my chart here, that would be if I am expecting weather that is minus 6 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 21 Celsius. In actuality here, the winters normally don't get below, with a very cold day, they normally don't get below 13 positive Fahrenheit or negative 6 Celsius. So that would be more like 9-to-1. 9-to-1 would be a normal cold winter day, 21 Fahrenheit, minus 6 Celsius. But an extremely cold day that we could potentially reach here would be 13 Fahrenheit or minus 10 Celsius. So somewhere between 6 or 9-to-1 is what I'm looking for. So what that would mean is that I would need to adjust this ratio so that instead of it being mixed at 3-to-1, I would need to do half and half again with water as I'm adding it to the reservoir. And so that would make it effectively 6-to-1, or I could do like 2 parts water to 2 parts this premixed solution that I made today. And then, so that would be 2-to-1. That would make it the 9 overall. So I know I rattled off a bunch of numbers, but long story short, that is a mix that I made of 3-to-1 today. Cut that in half, it would be 6-to-1, and that would be great for winter. Now, why am I talking about winter? And here we are coming up on summer here. Well, it's because the washer fluid reservoir holds a significant quantity of fluid. I have not been able to find the exact specifications. It does not list it in the manual, and online there are various conflicting bits of information about how much is actually held in the reservoir. So I expect if I filled it up, I would probably not need to fill again until after the winter season, unless I'm keeping it topped off regularly, which I may do. So because of that, I don't want to have the reservoir 3/4 full or half full, and then winter hits and now I have my summer mix in there. And yes, I could add some more of the concentrated fluid, but I would rather have it ready to go in a premix here, and then I can maybe add a little bit at a time or just keep it stronger all year. But of course that does end up using more of the fluid. But long story short, one of my famous phrases, there was a bit of an adventure today. So the company that I ordered from, the third party, had really great ratings on Google, and the price was comparable to another third party I was looking into. Each of them were charging a little over $6 per bottle of concentrate. And then the shipping was, in my case, about $11 or so. So it's not cheap, but I thought, you know what? I would like to go with the actual Ford Motorcraft concentrate. I can mix it as I need it. I can save money in the long run. I can potentially save some plastic for the environment and all of that. But it turns out that one of the bottles ended up having the seal break. In fact, you can see a little bit of residue here. Not much, but you can see a little bit on it. Thanks for bearing with the focus there. But it ended up spilling approximately a third of the bottle. Thankfully, the 2 bottles, when they arrived to me, were in a Ziploc bag, but even then, part of that had ended up spilling and stained the box. I would estimate that about a third of a bottle was lost completely, and then about a third of the bottle was in a Ziploc bag that I was able to actually use and pour through a funnel into my reservoir in the vehicle. And then the other third was still remaining in the bottle. The second bottle, which I believe is this one here on the right, it was sitting inside that same bag with the fluid that had leaked, so I ended up having to clean it up a bit before I started using it. But thankfully, as near as I can tell, the seal was intact. None had leaked out of that bottle. So between 2 bottles, to lose the equivalent of a third of one wasn't terrible, especially since, depending on how much I dilute this, I can end up saving a lot of money compared to buying a pre-mixed solution. It's not terrible, but I do wish that between the company I ordered it from and the shipping company that it would have been cared for more appropriately. But in the end, everything is good, and I am happy to have my pre-mixed solution 3-to-1 that I can then dilute further for either winter or summer or anything in between, essentially. So that makes it really nice for this area. And just so you know, I am going to include some product links in the description. This is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form at this time. Who knows? Maybe the future will bring some sponsorships. But I just wanted to especially share with you some of the products that I use, and I am looking forward to making more videos for you all in the future. You all have a fantastic day.